Hey everyone, I'm Nikki Starcat Shields. I'm an author, a book midwife, and a leader of transformational writing retreats. And this is my seven-part series on the basic book skeleton, the basics of writing a book. So we're on phase 6, so we're almost done. Phase 6 is called the feedback. So you've written your book draft. Now, I realize most of you watching this will have not done this yet. That is fine. We're giving you an overview. So imagine yourself in the place where you've written your book draft. You've cleaned it up to the point where it's ready to be seen by other people. Take a deep breath. You've arrived at the feedback. This is the point where you get someone else to read your draft and give you their feedback on it. And I know it can be super scary. Even the thought of it can be super scary. Of sharing your book baby with anyone else. But trust me, this is an essential part of moving your book project forward. So when you get there, you'll find the courage to do it. So it might seem tough, but getting feedback on your book manuscript doesn't have to be crushing. And here's how. So here's some tips for how it doesn't have to be crushing. First of all, I want you to choose wisely. You don't want your first readers to be either someone who will just love it because you wrote it, like your best friend or your mom, or you don't want them to be like super negative Nellies who will tear your beloved manuscript to pieces. Now is not the time for that. When you think about the readers you wish to share your draft with, trust your intuition. You'll probably have a good sense of the type of person or even actual people that you want. So find readers, first of all. Readers. You can ask friends and people you know to read your manuscript, but if they don't regularly read, they're probably not going to do it unless they really love you and are committed to it. So pick people who are readers who enjoy the genre that you're writing in. Pick people that will give you constructive criticism, so they'll give you some feedback on what to do with your book without tearing it apart. And if you're feeling particularly tentative about your first efforts, ask someone that you trust and then specify the type of feedback that you're looking for, like honest but kind, or whatever it is that you want. You might actually be someone who wants someone to kind of tear it down and break it down and give you, give me the bad news or whatever. So just go with your intuition and what type of feedback you want for your book draft. You'll get more useful feedback from your first readers if you provide them with a list of specific questions. Otherwise, they might just say, I loved it, or it was okay, or whatever. So that, if they say, I love it, that feels great, but it doesn't really help you to improve your manuscript. So it's really great to ask lots of why questions when you give them a list of questions to go with the book draft that they're going to be reading. If you're not sure who to ask, you can put a post up on your favorite social media platform or in a group, one where you're there regularly, where you show up and interact and people know you, and say that you're seeking a small number of advanced readers, and then talk a bit about your book, and then tell people to send you a private message if they're interested. And then you can filter the responses you get, and you can choose from them the people who feel right for the job, right? And anyone you don't choose, they don't know what, message came in when, so you can simply say you appreciate their interest, but you already have enough readers. Even if it was the first person who answered and you just don't feel like it's a good fit. So that's a good way to filter it in an appropriate way for you. You'll probably want to send your manuscript initially to about 10 to 12 people, because despite their best intentions, some people simply won't finish the job. Something else will come up, life happens, or, they just don't have the time and they thought they would, or whatever. So 10 to 12 people, you'll probably get, 5 to 8 people giving you full feedback. So also give your readers a timeline by which to respond with their notes. Send them the manuscript as a PDF file. That's pretty universal. And then send them your list of questions and boom, you're done. And while the people are reading your draft, go and do something else entirely, preferably something fun. Try not to fret. That's not going to help things. Just trust the process. Don't mess with your manuscript in the meantime, because you're going to want to take in this feedback and then do those revisions accordingly. And then stay tuned for the final step to writing your book manuscript, which I will have for you in a couple of weeks as we finish out the series. All right. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Nikki Starcat Shields. Blessings.